Spotlight on Frazee is sponsored by these community-minded businesses and organizations. United Community Bank, an independent, family-owned and operated bank committed to empowering customers to achieve their financial goals. Member FDIC. Frazee Family Foods, what a hometown grocery store should be. Friendly staff, family-owned, and a wide variety of groceries to fulfill your needs.
Welcome to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludke, and I'm here today at the Frazee High School with Ken Hammer. Hi, Ken.
Hi. How you doing?
Tremendous.
Good.
You know, you've been here a couple of years.
Yes, I have. I've been here 40 years. My first graduating class was 1980.
That's hard to believe that you've been here that long already.
Oh, tell me about it. It feels like about 25 or so. I know that's a long time too, but 40 is ridiculous. I can't believe it.
So what brought you to Frazee, sir?
Well, I taught 3 years down at Brandon by Alexandria, and there was an opening up here, and there was a two-man department, and I had less preps per day, and a school forest. That sounded pretty interesting. So when I didn't own any property at the time, so I didn't have to sell a house, it was easy to move, so I did.
And what is your actual designation here as a teacher?
I'm actually considered an agricultural teacher, so I have classes over the past quite a few years. Horticulture, forestry, small engines, basic maintenance, ag repair, advanced welding. I've had an ag science class, ag carpentry, and then in the afternoon, no, that's probably it.
And FFA.
Oh yeah, FFA advisor, and there's a lot of time involved there.
You know, and you know, I've been to the School Forest myself a number of years, over the years, since back in the 60s when I was here going to school, and I thought it was tremendous that the school had a school forest.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've done a lot of work out there. We've had different popple cuts. We planted trees in the mid-'80s, so any of the people who graduated like late 80s, they probably helped plant trees out there, and we did it for about 3 years because it was real dry and a lot of them didn't survive. And now those trees are big enough that they're being thinned. We've already done one commercial thinning, and we're going to do another one because they're pretty big and pretty thick. In fact, the forester came out one time and he goes, I think we need to thin those trees again, the ones that were planted about in the 60s. And I go, no, they were planted in the 80s. So kind of fooled them, and they grew a lot faster than he thought.
Well, that's amazing, you know, and you know, I know there's hybrids, you know, that we're seeing more now since the ethanol plants and stuff, and they were grown, and some of them actually were destroyed.
Yeah, well, we planted, and actually most of them are red pine, some white pine, and spruce, a few spruce.
Any idea how many trees you guys planted?
Well, I don't know how many out there. We did all those by hand, but over the years we planted, our chapter alone, we've got a tree planter we bought, I think 87. We have planted about 1.25 million trees.
That's a tremendous amount of trees.
Yeah, it is, and it's really fun driving around the countryside, and then I'll look out in the field and go, oh yeah, I tell my wife, oh yeah, I planted those trees there, and oh, we planted those trees, and yeah, and a lot of kids out there, could be anywhere from the 1980s up, that have helped plant.
Well, that's a tremendous program. And then, you know, you talk about ag carpentry too.
Ag carpentry, we do, well, kids do fish houses or something that isn't furniture, so they're doing anything for livestock, dog houses, but a lot of them are doing fish houses lately.
Well, yeah, now fishing season is over.
Yeah, that's true, but we have had people do other items like picnic tables and so on too.
We're gonna take a break right here, and we're gonna be right back with Ken Hammer here at Frazee High School.
Spotlight on Frazee is sponsored by these community-minded businesses and organizations. The City of Frazee and Frazee Event Center, featuring a 5,000 square foot room, a built-in stage, and a full-service bar, perfect for a multitude of events. Call or click to book your event.
Welcome back to Spotlight on Frazee. We're still here with Ken Hammer, ag teacher. extraordinaire here at Frazee for 40 years. And so you grew up outside of Anoka.
Yeah, I grew up on a little hobby beef farm, and my dad worked full-time at Federal Cartridge on a shotgun shell loader. So if you buy Federal shells, well, probably not anymore. All of his have been shot off by now, but that's where he worked, and then he came home and we did a little beef farm too. So I grew up out in the country.
And so now you're here, you're getting ready to retire, but you've had a heck of an FFA program here. Yeah,
the FFA has done very well. Doug Schwartzrock and myself have been working on the contest teams and so on he's been down doing that for, I want to say, 25 years or so. So we kind of split up the different teams and who was the coach. We've had a few good teams. I've had 4 state-winning dairy foods teams that went to the nationals, and I've had 2 forestry teams win the state and went to the nationals. The best we've done at nationals is 3rd place in a forestry team, and that was, I think, 2004. And we also, in 2012, we had a guy that won the national as an individual. He was the top. That was Trevor Adams. So we've done very well down there. And every team has been a gold team down there, except one year we had a dairy foods get a silver, and silver would be in the middle of the pack.
That's amazing. You know, the school district excels on so many different levels that it amazes me that, you know, what we put out here.
Yeah, we have a lot of good teams, a lot of good students that are in sports, and it's hard to get a kid interested in FFA because I'm already in 3 sports during a year. But sometimes the really good kids, they find time and they can manage their time wisely, and we get them in FFA too. So those are some of your better kids. Although we've had kids that are only in FFA and not other activities, and then they can spend more time with us. So that's a good thing too.
So now that you're going to retire, what are you going to do?
During the summertime, I've got a big garden. I've got apple trees, so I'm plenty busy during the spring, summer, and fall. In the wintertime, my wife and I are going to go hiking more and pedal biking, travel more. My grandkids are in Phoenix suburb, so I'd like to see them more often and just travel around the United States, sightseeing and camping. Well,
I think that's a tremendous thing to do. And, you know, of course, when you talk about gardening, we have part of your garden behind us.
Yeah, I'm raising back behind me tomato plants, peppers, watermelons, cucumbers, squash, pumpkins, muskmelon. So, yep.
And some variegated plants too.
Yeah, we have some coleus back there too, and a few other oddball plants.
Now, what's the big plant back there in the corner that's kind of wrapped around with all the leaves on it? It looks like a tobacco plant, just about.
I've got a sheffer up back there and a rubber tree, and then I've got 3 grapefruit trees over here that my son, who's 40 now, planted when he was maybe 8 years old by a seed that he took out of a grapefruit tree. So I've got those. I'm going to try and give them away.
Wow, those are nice trees.
Yeah, they've only had grapefruit on them one time, and they can't survive around here in the wintertime. So you have to have them indoors in the winter, but you can put them out in the summertime.
You know, Ken, it's been great having you on the program, but it's great for everything that you've done for the community and the school district and all these kids all these years. I congratulate you on all your work and effort to put towards these people.
Okay, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure working here. I really enjoyed it, and I wouldn't change it.
Well, you keep in touch with me and let me know how that biking and hiking goes, because I'm always interested to know where there's new things at.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
And with that, you know what we say. Pet the dog, hug the kids, kiss the wife, and wave at the neighbor. The next person you wave at could be your next best friend. And we'll see you next week on Spotlight on Frazee.